Dr. Sweet. So we can go over, do you all have the FAQ? Liz, did they get an FAQ? Okay, so you do understand it's case 6 this year, then we will roll in 7th, and then we will roll in 8th, so it's a 3-year completion. I introduced Mr. Brzezinski at the beginning. He is working on some upgrades to the building. He's our Executive Director of Facilities. And we got very excited today looking at some of the plans because we know that the building will need some enhancements in order to be a great building, not only for the innovative learning, but also for kids that get physically bigger in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And so the way the floor plan is laid out, each of those primary, intermediate, and middle years really has a part of the building dedicated to them. So we're very excited about some physical changes. We're very excited about having a new principal and a new staff here to those folks who have selected to be a part of STEAM. STEAM is not something that you make people do, it's something that they choose to do. So our staff will be totally selected to fit this exact concept. And we're very excited about that process. Before the end of the year, we'd like to be back here for cake, punch, ice cream, whatever, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, whatever, with our staff and with our principal. We really are on a time frame where we feel like we can introduce you to folks before we leave for summer, so that you have a way of seeing and knowing who your teacher is and knowing all of that. So we will take just a few questions. It's about 5 after 7. And we'll go maybe for 15 minutes on questions, and then we're going to really break up and let you all find someone and that kind of thing. Yes, ma'am?
I was wondering if you have a plan in place for special ed students that might be interested in this school?
We will be offering our rich continuum of services that we do in Ann Arbor Public Schools. Of course, they'll have the added advantage of this way of learning. But I don't think that that beyond that there's anything in particular. Maybe we can follow up offline, but I hope that helps. But yes, yes.
So with regards to the last frequently asked questions,
Yes.
so in the neighborhood where I live, I'm as opposite garden. We have a lot of young kids who may be in kindergarten in 2 years. Or 3 years, will they, because they're still within the boundary attendance, they still would come to Northside, there's no issue of redistricting and making the school like math where it's strictly application only?
No, this one is really built, thank you for that question. This one is really designed on the concept of a neighborhood plus kind of arrangement. Thank you for asking that, great question. Yes, right here, and then I'll pop way back down this line. Yes.
Summarize that last question fully.
I'm sorry, thank you for asking that. The question was, if children in the neighborhood are 2 or 3 or 4 years old, is that idea of prioritizing the neighborhood going to go away? And the answer is no. This concept here at Northside K-8 is really built on a neighborhood attendance area plus. And so it's both and. Great, thank you. Yes. The middle school will offer, as we expect, all of the subjects that you would normally have in a middle school. So there's not really a difference on that. Of course, the numbers will be somewhat smaller than a traditional middle school because there are 8, 9 grades here. No, it's pretty equal all the way up, is the way we have it designed at this time.
Can you repeat the question?
I'm sorry, thank you for reminding me. The question is, how will the middle school look, and will that part of the school be much bigger or much smaller than the other grades? And the answer is that we would, our plan is to have an equal distribution at each of the K-8 grades. That's our plan at this time. Yes, right over here in the white sweater along the edge, yes. Hi.
I'm curious
That is a group. The question is, are we planning to use the same curriculum that we're using in our other schools? And that is an excellent question that we will answer soon, but not tonight. So thank you for that question. Yes, sir, way in the back.
If your children are currently enrolled in this school but are a school of choice child, are we still going to have to reapply for?
The question about reapplying is a great question, but the students who are currently, the question is, students who are currently enrolled in Northside, who are schools of choice students currently here, they would be honored to continue as regular Ann Arbor Public Schools students. Whether we need a piece of paper or not is an excellent question for Ms. Landefeld, who, okay, no, the answer is no. The way that School of Choice works is that once you're accepted, you're an Ann Arbor Public Schools student through graduation. So thank you. Yes, in the blue shirt here. So the question is, will the curriculum be appropriate for students with cognitive and other learning challenges? Did I get that right? It would involve, just as it does in our schools, that teacher and the teacher consultant differentiating that curriculum, probably in similar ways that you would see in other schools. It's just here you would have that added advantage of the hands-on approach, which I think often supports students with learning challenges. But yes, there would be a differentiation. Yes, right behind the blue shirt, and then we're going to swing over to this side. Yes.
How are you going to handle the middle school grades, sports, instrumental, things like that?
Thank you. We don't have all those answers, just like the curriculum question, but we do have an excellent model in Ann Arbor Open, where there are some teams that are specific to that school, and then for other kinds of teams, they join up with the middle school. So we will be working out those details, but we do have a great model to follow for sports and other activities. Yes, right here. Thank you. So beautiful question about, tell us about the teaching staff. Will they be all new? Will they be trained? Tell us more about that. So the teaching staff will select to interview, to be a part of the school. I don't believe that STEAM is something you tell people to do. They have to have that passion and that interest. Once that team is hired by our new principal, they will receive quite a lot of training, because they really do need to come up to speed in all those skills and talents and abilities that you need to run a classroom like the one we saw just a little bit ago. So I hope that is a start. Yes, right here in the back.
As you're trying to increase the number of students to about 500, what does the teacher-to-student ratio look like in this kind of a...
What is the teacher-to-student ratio? And the school will be staffed the same as our other schools. So there's not a difference in the teacher-to-student ratio. I'm not going to be able to quote those numbers, but it's, around 25, I'm just going to say it that way, in Ann Arbor Public Schools, K through 5, and then 6, 7, 8 is a little bit larger. So staffing is the same. Yes, in the back.
Is the principal already selected, or?
No, we're doing that. I'm sorry, you didn't finish your question, did you?
So is there a criteria which you're using for hiring this principal, because this is a different new program? So the reason why I'm asking is because without knowing the principal CV, how can we come to a conclusion like this is a good program? It looks good on the paper, but the principal is the one who executes all these programs. So just wondering, how you're going to do that.
Right, so the question is, how do we know without knowing who the principal is?
Yeah.
And certainly we understand that concern. I guess what I would suggest is, if you feel like the program could be a match, go ahead and get your paperwork in. And then the first week of April,